So I was lucky enough to score tickets to an advanced screening of Dune Part 2 the other night, and I've got to share some first thoughts. Without revealing any spoilers in this entire video, I can say that this movie absolutely dazzled not only myself, but everyone else in the theater that was watching it with me. But exactly what made Dune 2 so good? And what are fans saying after having seen it? Join me, dear viewer, as I dive back into the mysterious world of Arrakis and Dune. The movie is absolutely fantastic. There, I had to come out and say it. Dune Part 2 raises the bar for adult science fiction. It's everything I would have hoped for in a Star Wars movie. Dune Parts 1 and 2 provide more mature storytelling. One thing that stood out to me was how Denis Villeneuve respected his audience. If you had the patience to sit through the setup and world building that was Dune Part 1, then Dune Part 2 is your reward. So now that I got the praise out of the way, let's dive into some of the details without any spoilers. Since I've seen a lot of comments in some of my recent videos, I have to address and dispel some rumors from the Twitterverse and fandom menace hangers-on. There's no Chani being a girl boss as she is described out there. The producers do change her character a little bit from the book, but in a way that's interesting. In the movie, as in the book, she's a warrior, but the film's producers expand her character a little bit. The thing that's different is that she's more skeptical of Paul Atreides being the Al-Muad'Dib, savior of Arrakis, who will lead the Fremen into a holy war, attacking all the other great houses. She's not necessarily a skeptic in the book, but she is in the movie. The question I did ponder as I left the theater, though, was if I hadn't read the book, would I have enjoyed this movie? And I still think that would have been the case. While the first film dealt with all the world building and setup that you get in the first 300 or so pages of the first book, Part 2 is all about Paul Atreides living among the Fremen, and it's almost all intelligent action throughout. Speaking of the action sequences, oh man, I had a very fun time with this movie. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing an R-rated version of this movie because you can tell that there's a lot more going on here beyond the frame, or off the cover if you will. What's particularly interesting was what the director did with the use of shields and knives. It made the combat way more interesting because, as you know if you've read the book, you can't really use lasers or laser weapons on shields because you'd effectively be committing suicide by triggering a nuclear explosion. The way the film handled this was pretty great, just like it was in the book. Besides the action sequences and fight choreography, what I love about the film is the scale of it. Having seen it in IMAX, I was sitting there smiling ear to ear at the sheer spectacle of it. Denis Villeneuve really captured that grand nature of the book perfectly. He also treated the audience like adults and carefully framed all the parties involved in the action. The great houses, the Harkonnens, Arrakis, Caladan, Giedi Prime, the Emperor, the Baron, the Fremen, all of it was wrapped up in this epic package. Without divulging any spoilers, I will have to nitpick the ending a bit though, but not in this video. I'll save that for after everyone's seen it. But I will say that I can totally see how this movie sets up a third movie going forward, as well as other projects like the planned Bene Gesserit TV series. I just wanted to make a small little video to express my sheer joy over having seen this movie. I've got my tickets to see it again on Thursday, just so I can catch more details for you. But for those of you guys who have already seen it, what did you think? Did you enjoy the film and its adaptation of the source material? Please do let me know down below in the comments, and as always, hit that like button, ring that notification bell, and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.